Wala ka talagang pakialam, no? Ha? Habang kumakayod ako, wala kang ginagawa kundi maglaklak na maglaklak! Hoy! Nakikinig ka ba sa akin? Wala na nga tayong panggastos dito. Pumili ka pa ng lintik na computer na yan!
Mama, makakatulong kay Ella yan.
Ano makakatulong? Wala naman siyang ginagawa kundi maglaro dyan. Paano makakatulong sa kanya yan? Papuputulan na nga tayo ng kuryente, oh! Wala na tayong pangkain, wala tayong pera, wala kang trabaho, gastos ka pa rin ng gastos! Ano ko ba naman pambihira ka naman, oh? Wala kang naitutulong sa akin. Andito ka lang, nakaupo ka buong mag-araw, nakaminom. Good night, anak. Tulog na, ha? Hello? Yes, she's ready. Good today. Yes, sir. I download the VPN service and I subscribe. Also, TOR, okay. Anonymous, no trace. Okay. Okay, good 15 minutes, yes. Wait, okay? Sir, what about the payment? Are you going to transfer bank online? How will the payment? Okay. Okay.
Hello, everyone. It's another lovely Wednesday morning, and we are down to our last two sessions of the Digital Tayo training series. Welcome to our live webinar on the third episode of Digital Tayo training series, which is Digital Parenting. Let's first check how many participants we have at the moment. So in Zoom, we have around 456 participants. We have participants from different parts of the country. We have from Aklan, from Cagayan de Oro, from Las Piñas, from Butuan City, and we also have participants from Oman. Hello po sa lahat. Good morning po. And for Facebook Live participants, we have on our DICT Mindanao Cluster 1 page, we have around 1,000 participants. We are also live on the DICT Cybersecurity and Department of Information and Communications Technology pages. So it's me again, May, and I am your host for today. This is your Department of Information and Communications Technology, the government's lead agency for advancing the ICT development agenda. And we are from DICT Mindanao Cluster 1, which covers Zamboanga Peninsula, Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi. For the information of everybody, your DICT MC1 is recognized globally as world champion at World Summit and Information Society Prizes 2020 under e-employment category for generating an accumulated income of 1.5 million every month for freelancers who use our ICT hub. To formally start, I'd like to request everyone to please bow down your heads as we pray. Let us all put ourselves in the holy presence of the Lord, in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear God, we thank you for this morning. We thank you for the gift of technology that helps us adapt and thrive in this new normal. We surrender to you our virtual learning experience today. May you grant our speaker the discernment and clarity to share to us your insights. As we listen, expand our ability to consume new ideas. As the world continues to battle with this pandemic, we ask for your utmost mercy, your healing power to those who are sick, and your faithful shield to protect us all always, especially those in the medical field. We commit to you and the rest of the time. In Jesus' name, amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. So good morning once again. Today we will have another interesting topic intended for our dear parents. With the rise of technology, our children are the most vulnerable when it comes to the dangers that lurk on the cyberspace. That being said, the whole parenting thing has somehow shifted to a different scenario. So how do we limit the use of, or how do we guide our children in processing and managing the different types of information they get from the internet? What are the parenting techniques that we should employ in order to protect them? Perhaps you have similar questions in mind. Stay tuned so you can figure these things out after this couple of reminders before we start. So keep your mic on mute at all times. Interact with us through the chat box or when there are online tools. We will really encourage everyone to raise your questions. We will collect the questions for our speaker, and we will have a question and answer portion after the session. So for our Zoom participants, you may use the Q&A box. And for our Facebook Live participants, you may type in your questions on the comment section. And have a glass of water with you. Hydrate every now and then. Activities for the day. First, we have the question and answer portion and quiz and evaluation for certificates. Webinar frequently asked questions. So we already answered all your, not all, some of the frequently asked questions through a pinned post on our DICT Mindanao Cluster 1 page. So you may check it out if you have questions like how can I join, or what's the difference of joining through Zoom or through Facebook Live. So you may find the answers to these questions through on our pinned post. However, I'd like to emphasize on the receiving of the certificate. So again, 70% is the passing score for our quiz and evaluation. And please give us around 2 weeks to process all your certificates. Please make sure to type in the correct spelling of your email addresses, as well as the correct spelling of your names. All right, so I will not anymore prolong the agony, so let's begin. Our speaker for today is an entrepreneur. She owns and manages a chemical distribution company and a cleaning sanitation business. She is a life coach and executive coach. She's a trainer for Digital Tayo. She is a pet lover. She has a cat and a dog. And she likes to dance and take landscape photos. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our trainer for today, Miss Shale Albao. Ma'am, Shale, take it away.
Hi, thank you so much, Miss May, for the introduction. Hello, everyone. Good morning. So thank you so much for spending your Wednesday morning with us. So it's nice to see. No, I'm actually looking at the feed and seeing na meron tayo from Santa Rosa, Laguna. Meron tayo from Dumaguete. Earlier, I see someone from Jamaica. Meron ding Oman. So thank you. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. So of course, this will not happen without DICT Cybersecurity and Mindanao Cluster 1. So thank you for making this episode happen. Okay, so we are now on episode 3 of Digital Tayo. I hope you were able to watch yung mga previous episodes po natin. So if not, then just feel free to backtrack and watch them again. Ayun. So today po, we will be talking about digital parenting. Alright. So full disclosure, hindi pa po ako isang parent. Kaya nung nakwento ko sa magulang ko that I'll be doing a training on digital parenting, tawa sila ng tawa. Sabi nila, parent ka naman ng isang pusa at isang aso. And they are absolutely right. However, yung digital parenting po, hindi lang po siya exclusive to the relationship of a parent to a child. So pwede din po siya in other aspects of our lives. For example, sa mga guro po natin, sa mga pinakamamahal nating mga guro, they serve also as digital parents to their students. And for example, sa ilan sa inyo who are also like me, a small business owner, we can also serve as digital parents to our team. Not naman in parenting them, but really more on guiding them and helping them, making their online experience more positive and safe for them. So yun po. So don't feel limited, even if like you're not a parent. So it's okay. We will learn so much from this, and we can apply this in other aspects of our lives. All right. So actually, very, very timely yung topic natin today because right now, it's really a digital way of life, diba? We are, for example, right now, we are learning from Zoom or from Facebook Live. So it's really part of our lives already. And hindi lang po tayo, lalo na po yung lives ng ating mga kids. So recently, the schools have shifted already to online learning and children are getting more and more access to screen time. So tuloy nagiging mas importante na highlight na kailangan talaga natin maglagay ng certain steps so that we get to protect our kids. And dito naman pumapasok ang advocacy ni Facebook, which is on the responsible use of digital resources. So again, my name po is Shale Albao. I will be your Digital Tayo trainer for today, and thank you for spending time with me. And this is the advocacy of Facebook. It's really about building a global community of responsible digital citizens. And meron tayong 3 pillars for this, no? Meron tayong building awareness, educate, and thought leadership. So Facebook is working in partnership with experts from all around the region in order to do this and to give this kind of advocacy and share this advocacy to us. Okay, hold on. Let me share my screen. Ayan. All right. So these are the 3 pillars of Facebook. So right now we are all about building awareness. So dito, tayo ngayon, we are learning this together. I'm sharing with you this module on digital parenting. So this is part of the first pillar. And then education naman. Dito po kayo pumapasok. For example, yung mga teachers natin, all our other partners who are able to provide and share this information to others. For example, our partner here, the ICT. So dito po, very important because this is the way that we get to spread this advocacy of digital literacy, being a responsible digital citizen. And of course, thought leadership naman, si Facebook, they have their steering committee. The steering committee is all across members all across the region, where they consult experts on issues related to digital citizenship. All right. And if you were able to watch our previous episodes, so dun po pumapasok ang ating mga learning modules. And please feel free to check our resource page. So that's digitaltayo.fb.com. So you can find more other resources to learn more about being a responsible digital citizen. And iilan lang po ito sa mga partners ng Facebook in order to promote this. So of course, the ICT and all other partners, we have different student groups, OFWs, parents, government employees, iba-ibang groups po, multi-sectoral po tayo, so that we can aim to target and reach the most number of Filipinos. Okay, so ano nga ba ang isang pagiging digital citizen, right? As long as you use technology, like right now, we're using technology to do this. As long as you use technology and you understand the information that you see online, you are a digital citizen. So the goal now is to become a better digital citizen. In the same way, diba, that tayo, we are a Filipino citizen. So we want to become better Filipino citizen. We follow certain rules, we follow certain laws. So it's similar also, no? Very similar that we want to become better digital citizens. All right, so here, okay. Now, how can we keep our families naman digitally safe? So today, I will be I'm very, very excited to share with you these 6 tips on how to, 6 tips on how we can keep our families digitally safe and to create a safe environment for them. So, unang-una, we have created and following a family media plan. Now, if you know kung ano po yung family media plan or you have heard about it, please put a thumbs up sign on Facebook so we know. But don't worry, because we will share more about this later. Number 2 na tip natin, all about creating strong passwords to make us more safe and secure. And then number 3, of course, is knowing what to share and what to keep private. Number 4, being mindful of your online presence. 5, practicing healthy online habits. And 6, understand and share the feelings of others. This is all about online empathy. Yan. So, gentle reminder lang po, no, na in Facebook, there's an age requirement, and similar to other social media platforms which also have age requirement. So, and bawal po ang discouraged ang at magkaroon ng duplicate accounts for the safety din po of everyone. Okay, so let's go to tip number 1. Ayan. Okay, hold on. All right, so tip number 1 natin, create and follow a family media plan. Mayroon akong friend, her name is Tony. So she's a mom, and she has a 10-year-old kid. And yung kid niya is doing the online classes, online schooling sa ngayon. And ang ginagawa nila is during the morning, so her child would go to the online class. And after the online class, magkakaroon sila ng what they call an offline time. So ito yung time, a couple of hours in the day that they will do artwork together, they will cook together, or they will bake together. So yun po, or gumawa ng kung ano-anong mga artworks. So this is what they would call an offline time, and this is something that you can also incorporate when you do a family media plan. So ano nga ba ang family media plan? Alright, so ang family media plan basically is a set of agreements on the purpose for a family to know how to use the media for a specific purpose. So an example of a family media plan, kunwari, you can say na in your family, ang agreement nyo would be sa dining table, bawal ang cellphone. So pag nagla-lunch kayo or pag nagdi-dinner kayo, bawal gumamit ng cellphone. So that can be one of your rules, one of your agreements as a family, right? Another option could be pwede na, let's say during the online classes, you can call it social media off time. They can use their laptop or their cell phone or their tablet for the learning, for research, but not for social media purpose or not for gaming purpose. So ilan-ilan lang po ito sa mga ways on how we can create the family media plan. What's in a family media plan? So doon na pag-uusapan nyo ng family nyo, ano ba yung mga favorite apps ng kids nyo? So alam nyo ba kung ano yung mga favorite apps nila? No? Please feel free to type in our comment box kung ano-ano yung mga favorite apps ng mga kids ngayon. Ano-ano mga apps na sumasayaw-sayaw sila, di ba? Binivideo nila. Feel free to share it with us today who are here. And another question is, do you know how to use your children's apps? Have you tried them? Have you given it a try? And it would be nice also to commit to actually trying your kids' favorite apps. Bakit? So that you can see kung you can explore na, is there something about this app that may pose a security threat to my child, diba? Or to see kung how they use it so that you can relate more and you can help protect them more. Another good way would be to watch online shows together. So it's so easy now for kids to access videos, online videos, and to watch them. And minsan yung online videos na to could be something that we might worry about because you don't know, diba, what content your children are consuming. So it's great if you watch videos together. At least you're there to guide them and to be with them. And yun, nabanggit natin kanina, so social media off time. So this is something that you can incorporate in your family media plan. We can have also safety agreements and you discuss with each other kung ano yung consequence if yung agreement nyo as a family hindi nasunod. And of course, list of your family social media values. What are the things that you hold important and something that you can talk about also. Okay, so favorite apps. What can you do, no? So now that you now getting to know kung ano yung mga favorite apps ng kids nyo, so something that you can do would be to learn their apps, know kung ano yung mga movies na gusto nila, know yung mga videos or TV shows na gustong-gusto nilang panoorin on the media on the screen, and then you can install and try the apps they have on their phones and make time to watch the shows together. You can also encourage other family members to do the same because hindi lang, for you to be able to protect your family, to protect your kids, hindi lang pwede na ikaw lang mag-isa to do this, right? So it's great also that you can share this information to the rest of your family so that the whole family is engaged and have the same goal of helping to make sure that your children are protected. Social media off times. We've mentioned this several times. So ito yung mga off times na yung device nyo, andyan siya because, for example, your kids might need the tablet in order for them to do some research or to do their homework. But you can have that rule na, let's say at this time, hindi pwede mag-social media or hindi pwede mag-games. So only for academic purpose lang yung paggamit nila ng device nila. And then there is also what we call zero phone hours. Yung iba, they call this offline hours. Ito naman yung time of the day na walang device at all. Another example would be, let's say, agreement nyo as a family na pagdating ng bago matulog, mga let's say 30 minutes bago matulog, pwede yung pag-agrihan na lahat ng cellphones nasa labas ng kwarto. Right? Sa labas ng kwarto para hindi tempted na mag-scroll hanggang madaling araw at hindi na makatulog, di ba? So it's also something that you can help to do with your kids and be the example for your kids because it would be much more effective if nakikita nila na kayo mismo ginagawa nyo rin ito. You can be the great example for them. Okay. And of course, you can agree on a set rules kung kailan ba ito ginagawa yung mga social media off hours or zero phone hours. I actually do this on my own. Like 10 a.m. to 12 noon, that's my social media off hours. So that means all social media, except for now, no, kasi nag-uusap tayo dito ngayon. But all other days, I have this rule for myself na 10 to 12, I don't use any social media. So I don't get distracted and I do the most important work at this time. So this is something that you can work together with your kids on what are the set hours for the day na pwede nyo i-assign na social media off hours. How else? How else can you use this kind of social media off hours? Hindi lang po ito during their study time, but also for your bonding, right? So that, for example, after ng work nyo, pagkatapos ng work nyo and pagkatapos din ng school ng kids sa hapon or just before dinner, you spend time with each other, no social media, so focus lang kayo sa each other, makakapag-usap kayo, makapag-bonding kayo, and it will be a more enriching experience for all of you. And supporting also other family members in guiding the kids to manage their time on social media and their gadgets. Social media values. Ano-ano naman itong mga social media values? So basically, ito yung mga what your philosophy is, ano yung paniniwala mo in terms of how you interact with other people online. This is what's important to you. Ito yung, kumbaga, these are your SOP or yung personal rules mo that you follow whenever you interact with others online. So for example, you can talk with your kids, pag-usapan nyo kung ano ba yung pwedeng maging rule, no? Kung let's say, yung pwede mo matanong sa kid mo, sino ba yung pag may mag-add sa'yo sa social media, sa Facebook, i-accept mo ba? So ano-ano yung mga pwedeng rules around it or ano yung mga values that you want to promote here? So pwedeng, kunwari, you can ask your kids if i-add ka niya sa social media, hindi mo siya kakilala, pero tatanggapin mo ba siya? Or pwede mo rin siyang tanungin na, what if hindi mo siya kakilala, but then you noticed, you go to the same school, i-accept mo ba siya as a friend? Or hindi mo siya kakilala, but you have many common friends, i-accept mo ba siya as a friend? So this is something that you can guide your kids on what to do so that sila mismo, they will grow up having these sort of social media values or the rules that they live by as they do and interact with their community online. Another good thing you can do is to practice what if scenarios with your children. So this is all about keeping them safe and secure. Ano-ano yung mga what if scenario? Pwedeng, what if you were bullied online? What would you do? What if you saw someone bullying someone else online? What can you do, right? So dito pumapasok naman yung reporting feature on Facebook. So later I will show them, I will talk about it more. But yun, so you can discuss several what if scenarios, kung ano yung mga, maybe your own experiences na na-experience nyo. You can share your experiences with your kids. And if you have these kinds of experiences also, please share them on our comment section so that we can brainstorm together kung ano yung mga pwedeng what if scenarios na pwede nating i-share sa ating mga kids when we discuss this with them. And remind them, of course, that there is no tolerance for bullying, even online, and maybe especially online. Of course, as usual, encourage other family members to do the same para hindi lang ikaw yung helping your kid become safe and secure, but all members of the family as well. Okay, we now go to tip number 2, creating strong passwords. Ngayon, try to review in your mind ano-ano ba yung mga password mo with your social media account, with your other accounts, with the other online accounts, with your maybe banking or maybe kung ano-ano man na accounts natin online. So try to review and try to ask yourself if are these passwords easy to find out, easy to know. So kunwari, ano-ano bang examples ng ordinary password? If you have this, QWERTY, let me in, numbers na dire-diretso, so something so easy to guess by other people, love you, or your name, or maybe a password that has your name on it. It's also an easy password to guess. Your birthday, yun. So these are just some examples. If you have these kinds of passwords or similar passwords, huwag niyo na pong sabihin dito sa Facebook kasi malalaman nating lahat. But right after this presentation, please change your password to a stronger one. And how do we create a stronger password, diba? So make sure you have a combination of small and big letters because that's harder to guess by other people. Lagyan nyo ng mga special characters and make it long because also the longer it is, the harder it is to guess. How do you change now your password on Facebook? So hanapin nyo po, if you're on your phone or on your laptop, hanapin nyo po yung 3 lines. Yung 3 lines po na yan is that's the settings. Click on that, look for security and login settings. It could be named differently, no? Sometimes it's called just security settings. And then look for that. And then look for security and login, change password. You can do this right now or you can do this later. Yan, enter the current password and save the new password. Okay, you can have a screenshot of this if you want. Okay. What you can do naman with your kid, also educate them on what's a safe password and not the safe password. And a good way to do this would be to create a game with them. Diba? Minsan mas masaya, diba, if it's gamified. You can have fun exercises with them. You can share with them a list of passwords na mix, no? May hard to guess password, may easy to guess password, and have the fun exercise. Make them choose which ones are the easy password, which ones are the hard passwords, which are the good passwords. So yon, so something that you can do with your kids. And of course, discussing the importance of being safe online. So I have this personal experience actually with my bank account. So I received a phone text na someone was trying to access my online banking account. And it's a good thing. So tatlo, no, I received 3 failed attempt na text. And it's a good thing that I have a pretty strong password na hindi na madaling na-guess ng whoever was trying to access it. And that's good. But at the same time, syempre nag-worry pa rin ako. And after that, I still changed my password to an even stronger one. So it's good to make sure that our passwords talaga are hard to guess. And discuss the importance of having a strong password with your kids. Hindi lang po ito tungkol sa security, it can also be about reputation. What do I mean? If someone was able to access your account or someone was able to access your kid's account, they can use that account and damage your reputation, damage the reputation of your kid. So that's another implication, or that's another reason for making sure that we have a strong password. Okay, so this time, we are now on our tip number 3, knowing what to share and what to keep private. Okay. Give me a second. Okay. All right. Okay, we will do a little bit of an activity. So I will flash categories. So activity po tayo, no? Let's have fun. Let's do this. I will flash categories of personal information on the screen. So sasabihin ko po sa inyo kung ano yung category na to. If you are on Facebook Live right now, you can press the thumbs up sign on the comment section. You can comment thumbs up sign if that category you are willing to share that information with me. And press the sad face if you are not willing to share that info with me, or not with me, but with the public. Now, if you are watching naman from Zoom, put a smiley face, type in a smiley face if that info is something that you are willing to share with the public, and type in a sad face if you are not willing to share that info. Okay. First category natin is the age. What do you think? Sa tingin nyo, is age something that we can share with the public? Is it parang no big deal, it's just age, baka pwede naman i-share? Or is it something na ayoko i-share yung age kasi baka that could be a reason na mahulaan nila yung birth year ko, and then birthday ko, or kung ano man, diba? Is it something that you are willing to share? So let me try to see if I can see your comments. Let's try. What do you think? Okay, I cannot see it at the moment. Let me see. Please feel free to type in. What do you think? Ano kaya? Let me try to see. I want to see your answers. What do you think? Hindi pa siya, wala pa ako nakikita. What do you think? So is age something that you are willing to share with others? Okay. So maybe for some, it's no big deal, but maybe for others, it's something important kasi it could be a reason, di ba, na once na nabanggit mo yung age mo at in another post, in a separate post, weeks from now, nabanggit mo naman yung birthday mo, then pwede na mahulaan yung buong birth details mo, right? So could be something that you might not want to share. Another category, home address. Okay. Home address naman, what do you think? Is home address something that you are willing to share with other people? What do you think? What do you think? For some might say that no big deal, ang dami-dami namang address dyan, so bakit no big deal, I can share it. Some might say na baka mamaya magkaroon pa ako ng stalker at malaman nila yung address ko, or pag nalaman nila at nakita nila sa social media na nagbakasyon ng buong family, so alam ng someone, ay wala palang tao sa bahay nila, so the house can be put to risk. So yun. So sa tingin nyo, what do you think? Is this something that you would be willing to share online? Hindi ko nakikita ang inyong answers, but let's see later. Okay, another thing is most embarrassing moment. Is this something that you are willing to share with other people online? No, most embarrassing experience nyo, super nakakahiya. Would you be willing to share this? What would you do? What do you think, right? Okay. I hope to see your answers, but at the moment I can't. So, okay. So thank you so much, Ina. Someone just told me na most sad face on both address and embarrassing moments. So yun yung, that means most of you don't want or won't be willing to share that information in the public. All right. So here, we actually make decisions every day about our privacy. And itong decisions natin has impact that minsan we don't see the immediate impact of it, pero it can have a long-term impact. For example, just last year sa Harvard University, so may mga na-accept sila hundreds of applications na going to school to Harvard, entering Harvard. So they've accepted already hundreds of applications. But then when the committee searched for the social media of the applicants, they decided to cancel several applications. So, di ba, we may think na what we post now may not have an effect in the future, but it's possible. And especially right now na merong ngayon yung mga employers, they no longer just look at the resume, di ba? Pag nag-apply tayo sa work, hindi na lang resume yung tinitingnan ng employers. So pati ang mga social media natin. So imagine these things that we choose to do every day when we choose to post a feeling or a rant or a positive thing online. So all of this has implications and has consequences in the long run. And privacy. So let's talk about privacy naman. Now, privacy is the ability to control what you know about people. So for some people, it may mean different things. Ngayon, knowing what we value private. So ano-ano kanina, nagkaroon tayo ng pag-game, di ba? Ano yung mga things na willing nyo i-share online. So nabanggit sa akin na most of you don't want to share the embarrassing moments and the home address. So yon. So all about privacy naman is valuing what we keep private and how this affects us. So what are the security risks ba if, for example, if we don't keep ourselves private online? It can pose as a security threat. Like for example, may nakakita na may someone na nakaalam na yung buong pamilya pumunta pala kayo sa nasa Manila kayo pero pumunta kayo ng Batangas over the weekend, 'di ba? So that means walang tao sa bahay nyo. So ngayon, yung bahay nyo is now vulnerable. It can be at risk. Or baka yung kid nyo, hindi nyo alam, baka yung kid nyo meron palang may stalker siya. And putting lahat-lahat ng ginagawa natin online, putting everything online, it can pose as a risk. So imagine, just for a minute, just imagine, kunwari, lakad ka, pumunta ka ngayon, bumili ka sa sari-sari store. So bumili ka, hindi mo alam kung may nakasunod sa'yo, di ba? May nakasunod sa'yo, tinitingnan, pinapanood ang bawat galaw mo. So, punta ka ng sari-sari store, bumili ka ng something, tapos maya-maya, pumunta ka sa kabilang kanto, and then maya-maya, nag-decide ka na, pagod ka na maglakad, umuwi ka na. So, lahat ng steps mo na yon, imagine mo, what if may nakasunod sa'yo na nakikita ang bawat galaw mo? So, nakakatakot, di ba? Nakakatakot na may ganun na alam lahat ng ginagawa mo. But think about it this way. In a way, we do the same in social media. Bawat kinakain natin, pinipicture natin, and we post it, right? Most of us will do that. Pag pumunta tayo ng grocery, pinipicture natin kung anong binili natin. So, in a way, we are also exposing ourselves. In the first scenario that I shared with you, parang nakakatakot, someone is watching you. But then when we do it by ourselves, it doesn't seem scary, but it actually can be scary as well. It can pose security threat as well. So it's knowing what are the things that we want to keep private and what are the things that we want to share. Yun. Kanina what we did was just a game, but we make all the types of decisions. Every day in our real life, we make decisions, what to post, what to share. And these decisions represent our personal understanding of privacy. Now, in today's digital world, syempre, it's so easy, di ba? Sobrang dali ngayon to share. And especially for our kids, it's so easy for them to share. Isang button lang, shared. Now, what can be a danger, or what are the dangers of oversharing, for example? So minsan, a danger of, I'm not saying it's wrong to share. It's of course, di ba, saya tayo, gusto natin i-post, we want to share this, that's fine, and that's great. Now, the question lang is, how much do we value our privacy, and what are the things we are not willing not to share? So it's about putting a cap to that. It's understanding what we hold private, right? So ano ba yung possible dangers of oversharing? So pag nag-overshare, maybe our kids will see other people posting na, oy, yung family nila bumili ng, binilhan siya ng bagong bike. Eh wala siyang bike. So pwedeng, nakakalungkot, di ba? It can be a cause of jealousy, inggit, or social comparison also. And it can be a cause of depression as well, right? Oversharing. So these are just some of the risks we have to keep in mind, and encouraging our kids to share. And one way siguro that we can discuss with the kids, how do we prevent oversharing? So one little tip that I can share with you would be not to share when you are angry or when you have extreme emotions na nararamdaman at the moment, because when we are angry, especially when we are angry, ang dali-dali mag-post ng rant, mag-vent tayo, we share our frustrations, but that can have long-term effect on us. What can you do, diba? As an activity with your kids, you can talk to them and you can ask them, okay, to reflect on their concept of privacy. You can ask them things, what about this situation? What do you think? Is this something that you can share? How about this? So, something like that. And help them select which platform to use or what kind of posts to make, so that, and of course, what their ideal privacy settings should be like. So this is something that you can do together and you can discuss with your kids. Tip number 4, all right, be mindful of your online presence. Ano ba yung online presence natin? This is our online persona. This is who we are online. So in some cases, who we are offline, who we are as a person, is the same exact persona as who we are online. And in some cases naman, it's different. Yan. So online presence, it's the public information that is available about you online. So lahat ng information that we post, that already includes lahat ng info na yan, little bits of everything, nabubuo yung ating persona, yung ating online persona. You can control some of these sources, like the contents that you post, right? I have watched this video on, it's an online documentary. It's about this lady, subscribe siya to a dating app. And in her dating app, nakalagay ang profile niya, and she has been using the dating app for many years. And at some point, she got curious. Sabi niya, I wonder what the dating app company know about me. So she started calling, emailing this company, the dating app company, one of the big dating app companies. So she started calling and emailing, asking the company, hey, can you share with me the information that you have of me. So ngayon, itong si dating app company, sabi nila, no, we will not share it with you because it's our intellectual property. Sabi naman ni lady, how can it be your intellectual property? That's about me. So anyway, they went through all these discussions. Finally, nag-give in si dating app company, nag-give in siya and sent the lady 800 pages of information about her. And that blew her mind. Na grabe, di ba? All the while, we thought, no, what we have lang online is, our profile is there, not only on dating apps, but in all our social media platforms. What we think lang, okay, these are just the information about it, but then because of the way we use it, there's so many information that we get from it, di ba? So, something to think about also. So the moment that we post content online, the moment we communicate with other people online, we interact with other people online, this forms as part of our online presence or our online persona. Now you can ask your kids to reflect naman on how posts written about others can make them feel and affect their reputation, di ba? You can ask your kids to review also, you can ask your kids, what have you been posting online? What do you think? If you look at your profile, tingin mo, what does it say about you? You know? You can go through, together, you can go through some posts on their timelines and see what type of content, and to share with them that some of those content they can directly control, right? They can control who they share it with. They can share it with their friends only or with the public. So you can show them that they can actually control what content that other people can see about them. Okay, we now go to number 5, practicing healthy online habits. What are healthy online habits? So these are the ways that we deal with other people online, and when these are the ways that we act or we behave when we are faced with several different scenarios that affects our privacy and our reputation. Okay, so I will be flashing scenarios that your kids or if you're teachers, your students, or if you have kids, scenarios that your kids can encounter about online privacy and reputation. And please feel free to comment your answers to the questions. Okay, scenario number 1 natin. We have May and Migs. So si May at si Migs, they are best friends. And isang araw, they got into a fight, really big fight. Pero nung gabi na afterwards, after na away nila, malaking away, si May decided to post about not being able to trust. And then tinag niya si Migs. Diba? So nagparinig siya kay Migs. Later that night, nag-usap sila, si Migs kinausap si May, and they forgave each other, and they were friends again. The fight ended. However, yung post ni May is still online. What do you think they should do? Tingin nyo, ano dapat yung gawin ni May about this? Or ano dapat ang gawin ni Migs about this? So please, feel free to comment your answers online. What do you think? Okay, some of you are saying that delete na post, no? Na ipapadelete na kay May yung post. What else? What do you think? What do you think? So Mix can talk to May, right? So okay, I'm seeing na May, sabi, May should apologize to Mig. So yes, that's something that May can do. And Migs can ask May to take it down. Kung hindi willingly tinake down ni May yung post, Migs can actually ask May to take down the post. So yun. So thank you. Thank you so much for giving your answers. And this activity you can share with your kids. No, you can share this exact same scenario with your kids and let your kid figure out or share with you kung ano sa tingin mo, ano sa tingin nila yung dapat gawin ni May at ni Migs. Okay, so scenario number 1, what could happen? It's possible that someone will be able to see the post of May. And baka mamaya i-consider nila na May is bullying Migs. And baka ma-report si May, di ba? That is something that could happen. Or, makita ni Migs ulit yung post, even if nagbati na sana sila, okay na sila, they forgave each other, makita ni May yung post, and baka magalit ulit si Migs, right? So what should May and Migs do? It's probably a good idea for May to remove her post. So exactly what some of you are saying kanina. Now we go to scenario number 2. This is Jim. Si Jim mukha lang matanda in the photo, pero bata talaga si Jim. So one day, si Jim with his friends, they were joking around, acting silly. Ngayon, so sobrang tawa sila. Si Jim, pinicturean niya yung group, no? Yung group of friends niya, pinicturean niya. And yung pinagtatawanan nila actually is something like, di nila na-gets bakit nga ba sila friends, di ba? So si Jim took a photo of the group na very rowdy, and ang nagtinag niya on social media, sabi niya, #friend for sale, #I need new friends. So sa tingin niyo, what do you think? Kung may makakita ng post ni Jim, what would other people think? Kung may makakita naman ng post ni sa group of friends ni Jim, no, if one of them may makakita no na pinost ni Jim, to what do you think? Ano kaya ma-feel niya? Ano maging reaction niya? So please share your what you think on Facebook. Okay. Someone said to ask Jim why he wrote that caption. So yes, something that he could ask. And then sabi niyo rin, his friends might be offended if makita ng friends niya ito. Sabi niya, bakit mo naman pinost yan, diba? Na nagtatawanan lang tayo. A good thing that someone suggested also na a good thing that Jim can do is to ask his friends for permission before posting na, hey, friend, pwede ko ba ito i-post yung picture natin na to? So yon. Ito sabi niyo rin, other people might misunderstand the intention behind the post because obviously si Jim and his group of friends, they are having an inside joke, and other people who are seeing it from a different perspective may not understand kung ano yung intention behind the post, right? So this can cause misunderstanding. So thank you so much for sharing your answers. Please keep it coming so that other people can read it too. Ayan. So sa scenario number 2, ano ba yung pwede mangyari? So possible, di ba, na yung another student may not be understand. Sabi niyo nga kanina, someone might misunderstand the intention behind the post. And baka ma-upset about the post, finding it na parang below the belt yung pinost ni Jim. Yan. Ideas on what should Jim do. So ito, Jim should probably apologize and explain himself, and remembering na magkakaiba-iba tayo ng perspectives. Na tayo, being raised from different backgrounds, we are born from different regions, so we are raised differently. We might have different ways of perceiving things. And because of that, it's easy for it to be misinterpreted. So ito naman, what if a classmate confronted Jim about his online post? Now, if Jim was confronted, then he can weigh the issue, right? He can weigh the issue and explain na it was an inside joke and it wasn't meant to be offensive, for example. And a good way also, so kung ikaw yung nakakita ng ganitong post, rather than maybe confronting in the public post, maybe you can PM, right? PM Jim. Na asking what is it about, something like that. So these are things that we can do. And again, this scenario, you can share this scenario with your kids. You can give this example to them, and you can get their ideas, diba? What they think Jim should do, what they think other people should do when they see Jim's post. So thank you so much for sharing your answers with us. Now, we want to know more about healthy online habits. So this is one good way to check your privacy settings on your Facebook. Ayan. So again, go to the 3. You can do this right now or you can do this after. So look at the 3 lines. Yung 3 lines na yan, again, that's the settings. It can be in the top right-hand corner of your Facebook page or at the bottom right corner of your Facebook page. And look for privacy shortcuts. Now, once maklik nyo yan, that's just sort of on top of the options, choose review a few important privacy settings under the privacy section. And then click next and check the following settings. So makikita nyo, no, lahat-lahat ng privacy settings. For example, the information about you, ano yung privacy setting mo doon? Is it shared only to yourself? Well, that's not really sharing, right? So is it only visible to yourself? Is it shared to your friends? Is it shared to the public? To your friends of friends? So makikita mo dyan yung iba-ibang levels of privacy settings. And the good thing is you can choose each privacy setting for each information that you want to share. This is something you can do with your kids as well. Walk with them through these settings and help them decide on which privacy setting to choose. All right, so we have in Facebook, we have Facebook community standards. So this is like, kumbaga, code of conduct or parang bylaws, similar to a student handbook. This is, it contains the outlines of the things that are allowed on Facebook and things that are not allowed on Facebook. So dito pumapasok yung mga policies. So good for you to be able to visit this. It has a wealth of information. For example, it has information about violence or criminal behavior. If you see something like this online, there's information about safety, information about content, so or how you handle content, how you would handle online bullying, cyberbullying, for example. So yon. So please feel free to take note of this link, facebook.com/community standards, and go through the community standards and read through them. All right. So kanina, I mentioned to you that it's possible when we see something online that makes us uncomfortable, diba? Like we see cyberbullying online, makes us uncomfortable. We see fake news online, not good. We see a profile na hindi pala legit, not a real profile, a fake profile. So all of these things, pwede natin siyang i-report. So this is a feature that Facebook has to protect its users. So you see, in each post, lahat ng post, meron dyan 3 dots at the top right of each post. So if this is your post, may 3 dots dyan. So if you click that 3 dots, you can see the option there, report post. So, you know, if you feel this is something that it needs to be reported, like I said, if it's something that shows violence, if it's something that's offensive or maybe not parang scandalous maybe, or it can be something na spreading fake information, or even if it can be a seller, diba? Seller na the bogus seller pala, this can be reported as well. So yon. And if you want to get further assistance through the Facebook Help Center, this is the link naman that you want to take note of. So facebook.com/help and facebook.com/hacked in case you're hacked. So what can you do, diba? Now that we are talking about this information with each other, what can you do? You can perform the same exact activities that we did. You can perform them with your kids. You can guide them as they go through similar scenarios. Papiliin nyo sila kung ano tingin nila na dapat gawin in certain scenarios. And you can go through the privacy checkup with them, help them with their phones, go through the privacy checkup, teach them how to report if they see something online that makes them uncomfortable. Teach them how to use the report button. Yeah. Okay, finally, we are down to our last tip, our 6th tip, understand and share the feelings of others, all about online empathy. Now, another activity that we'll do together, so please comment your answer. What are the things you do or can do to help your kids practice online empathy? Diba, we come from different situations. If your kid sees someone else being bullied, how can your kid practice online empathy, or how can you help your kid practice online empathy? If someone, if they see a post naman na, let's say may classmates sila no, na nag-post na, or classmate na nagsabi na, hindi na ako makapasok sa online classes natin. So, before judging kung what could be the reason na bakit hindi na makapasok yung classmate niya, so talk with your kid and discuss on how could he practice online empathy, help with practice empathy towards this classmate niya na hindi makapasok online, na baka hindi naman dahil tamad, di ba? Baka hindi walang access to internet, for example. So yun, so helping our kids become more empathetic online. So understanding that each one of us may experience difficulties at some point, and understanding that it's possible and that they can show their empathy to others. This is an opportunity for them to empathize. Okay, so review lang natin. So those were 6 tips. Let's review all of them. So the first one was to create and follow a family media plan. If you don't have one in your family, it would be great that you can start already and discuss with your kids ano yung mga agreements nyo in terms of using your gadgets at home. Even in school, right? So number 2, creating strong passwords. Longer is better. It's harder to guess. Beware using easy to remember, easy to guess passwords. And number 3, knowing what to share and what to keep private, asking yourself and asking your kid, what are the things that you would be willing to share online? What are the things that you are not willing to share online? Number 4, being mindful of your online presence. This is who you are online. Every post that you post, every picture, every text, every caption, that forms part of your online presence. So being mindful of who this online persona is becoming. Number 5, practicing healthy online habits, how we deal with each other online. And number 6, of course, it's understanding and sharing the feelings of others, being more empathetic with each other online. Ayan. So thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you, the ICT. Thank you for having us and for helping us make use of your platform so we can share this information to many more Filipinos. So please, I hope you guys would take time to do our evaluation. You can use your phone and take a picture, or use your phone and point your camera on the QR code. All right. And if not, you can also type in the URL, type in tinyurl.com/DICTDPEvals. You can type in that also. Okay. All right. So please take time, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Ma'am Shale.
Thank you also.
At this point, we will proceed to our question and answer portion. We will be flashing the questions on the screen.
Okay, sure. Okay, so the first question here that I see is, kindly share with us some security measures on how we can regulate the browsing of our children, especially when we are not around to watch, diba? So is there a security feature that we can do so that he cannot open non-educational websites? I'm glad you asked, because this is actually a security tool that is already existing on our phones. And we can use what we call, for iPhones or for Apple devices, it's called guided access. And for Android devices naman, it's called screen pinning. So for Apple devices, I can actually quickly show you how to do it. So I'll try to screen share my cell phone so that is it okay, May, if I screen share my phone so that I can show how to use the guided access?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Let's try, hopefully I can connect my phone. Ayan, great. Okay, so now you are seeing my phone. So if you are using an Apple device or an iOS device, a good way to do this na para hindi maka-access yung kids nyo, no, with all other apps that you don't want them to use, you can use guided access. So how do you do that? You go to settings, you click settings, all right? And then you look for accessibility. Here we have accessibility. And scroll down to accessibility, you will find there guided access. So right now, here, guided access. Right now, it will be, by default, it will be turned off. So you turn it on. You can put passcode if you want, or you can skip that to later. Important thing is, yung accessibility shortcut, dapat naka-turn on din siya. So how does this work? Yung guided, meaning kapag naka-on na to, it's activated in your phone. To make this work, you can now choose any app. For example, actually, I really wanted to have the opportunity to share this with you. So ito kunwari, I opened the app na notes on the phone. And let's say, kunwari, my kid, gusto ko, ito lang yung nakikita niya. And hindi siya maka-open ng all other devices. So I will open this app and I will click the on and off button sa side ng iPhone. There's an on and off button. Click it 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And makikita nyo na lumalabas yung accessibility shortcut na guided access. You click on that. Okay. Once you click on that and then press start, may passcode. Okay. You can choose a passcode if you want. Now that means hindi na siya makalabas on this screen. So if you don't want your kids to access non-educational app, you can do this. No? You can open the educational app, the only app that you want him to access, and use the guided access. So to exit this naman, so again, just click the on-off button sa side ng phone 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay. It will ask you for the passcode again. And then end. You click end. So yon. So guided access has ended. So yon. So in Android devices naman, I don't have the example lang here, but in Android devices, it's called screen pinning. Screen pinning, P-I-N-N-I-N-G. To do that, you go to security settings and look for screen pinning and turn it on. Now, hindi ko siya masyadong kabisado, but you can search for it in your in the search engine how to use screen pinning on Android devices, and you can do that already. So yun, you can do that para easier at hindi sila makalabas in the app, the certain app that you want them to stay in. Okay. Okay, so the second question here is, how can teachers protect their students from cyber bullies? All right. Okay, so yung teachers naman natin, hindi all the time na, ano, di ba, tao lang din, hindi all the time na nakikita lahat ng activities ng mga students. So hindi din at all times na mamonitor ng teacher kung sino yung mga students na nakaka-experience ng cyberbullying. So really the best way here to protect the students would be to have that conversation with the students so that they learn to protect themselves. So this is about educating them, maybe giving certain examples, showing them that this certain examples of scenarios, this is cyberbullying, so that they know, diba? First is awareness on what cyberbullying is. You can show them examples na ito cyberbullying so that they can spot when it's happening. And when they're able to spot it, so you can discuss with them what are their options, right? So for example, kanina I mentioned on Facebook, we have the report post button. The report post button, if they see online bullying on Facebook, they can do that. However, maybe they don't see it not only on Facebook, but in other social media platforms as well. They can probably talk to an adult to report it, but they need to report it. And for example, if it's their classmate, they can report it to you. So you can ask them to report to you so that you can help them and you can be there for them. So yon. How can I report an account? Can we report anonymously on Facebook? So yes, when you put a report on Facebook, it's anonymous, and you can report an account. You look for the 3 dots. You look for the 3 dots so that you can report it. What precautionary measures can we provide for children who are addicted to online gaming? Now, this is a very real concern, no, because the social media, the online gamings, they can be very addictive. And in fact, in some other countries, in US, for example, they take this seriously. They consider it talaga a real illness, a real addiction. So one precautionary measure, it's harder, di ba, when the child is already attached to online gaming, it's harder to wean them out of it. So the best way, probably in my opinion, the best way is to avoid it. How? Earlier we discussed about ways on having social media off times or zero phone hours. So if it's something that we can implement in our household early on, una pa lang, hindi na sila maa-attach kaagad because you give them a chance to detach from their phones. Because as long as they are with their gadget, it's so easy to scroll, it's so easy to play games. It's harder for them to let go of that. So yun, so implementing the family media plan, having set rules on when they can use their gadgets, giving them also a chance, giving them a time to play, to do their online games, diba? Because we want them to have fun as well. So giving them the time, but maybe giving it as a reward. So let's say it can be part of your family media plan can be after the study hours, then they can play their online games. And then after, let's say, X number of minutes or X number of hours that they're playing, after that, they have the zero phone hours naman to have bonding session with you. So yun, so implementing the family media plan can be a good tool and a precautionary measure to make sure that we want to avoid the kids to become addicted to online games.
I guess that was the last question. Thank you so much, Ma'am Shale, for that very informative and timely topic. I'm pretty sure our participants learned a lot from today's session, especially the useful parenting tips on guiding children on their online activities. Thank you for that, Ma'am. We really appreciate your time with us today.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being with us. And thank you, DICT, for making this happen. Thank you.
Before we let you go, we would like to award this certificate of appreciation. Certificate of appreciation is hereby awarded to Shale Albao for sharing her insights and expertise as resource speaker during the conduct of webinar on digital parenting on August 19, 2020 via Zoom video communications. Given this 19th day of August 2020, signed Maria Teresa M. Camba, Regional Director, DICT Mindanao Cluster 1, and Jose Carlos P. Reyes, Bureau Director, DICT Cybersecurity Bureau. Thank you so much, Ma'am Shale.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So thank you as well sa lahat ng ating participants for today. We again have completed another full session for our evaluation link. So you know the drill. For our Zoom participants, you will be redirected to our evaluation link after leaving the webinar room. And for our Facebook Live participants, we will be posting the evaluation link on the comments section. So thank you so much. And join us again next week on our last session. Excuse me. By the way, the evaluation link will be open until 12 midnight. So guys, join us again on next week on our last session, still on a Wednesday. And before I let you go, please allow me to leave this message. Think positive, but stay negative.
Wala ka talagang pakialam, no? Ha? Habang kumakayod ako, wala kang ginagawa kundi maglaksak na maglaksak! Hoy! Nakikinig ka ba sa akin? Wala na nga tayong panggastos dito. Kumili ka pa ng lintik na computer na yan!
Mama, makakatulong kay Ella yan.
Ano makakatulong? Wala naman siyang ginagawa kundi maglaro dyan. Paano makakatulong sa kanya yan? Kapuputulan na nga tayo ng kuryente, oh! Wala na tayong pangkain, wala tayong pera, wala kang trabaho, gastos ka pa rin ng gastos! Ano ko ba naman, pambihira ka naman, oh? Wala kang naitutulong sa akin. Andito ka lang, nakaupo ka buong magharaw, nakaminom. Good night, anak. Tulog na, ha? Hello? Yes, she's ready. Good today. Yes, sir. I download the VPN service and I subscribe. Also, TOR, okay. Anonymous, no trace. Okay. Okay, good 15 minutes, yes. Wait, okay? Sir, what about the payment? Are you going to, transfer bank online? How will the payment? Okay.